The 3 pockets on this Advent quilt are cut from the background fabric. Each pocket measures 5.5 inches by 25 inches. Before cutting, you might want to review the layout diagram, and you can find this at learnhowtoquilt.com, Quilt Classes, Advent Quilt, Video 7. Make sure you've pressed your fabric before you begin this project. I like to use a rotary cutter and a ruler to cut these long strips, but if you don't have this, you can just use a yardstick and pencil to draw your cutting lines and then cut those pockets out with your scissors. This fabric is laid out so the 44-45 inch width is in this direction and the selvage edge, or the 1.5 yards, is going in this direction. Since my fabric is longer than my cutting board and longer than my ruler, I'm going to need to fold this to a workable size. After folding my fabric, I cut off this selvage edge and then I cut 2 strips that are 5.5 inches wide. Place the strips together and then trim to get a nice straight edge. I measure over 25 inches and then cut. So now I'm ready to cut. I've lined up my ruler and I cut away. So now I should have the 3 strips for my pockets and 1 extra. These strips are ready to be sewn. Put right sides together and sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way around the edge. I have one here sewn up to show you what it looks like. I've used red thread, but you'll want to use matching thread. So you start on the end here and you sew a 1/4 inch all the way around till you get to this end. You want to leave one edge open so you're able to turn this inside out. Before turning it though, you'll want to come to these corners here and clip. You don't want to get too close and clip the thread, but clip those corners. And now you're ready to turn this. I like to use a knitting needle so I can get up in these corners. You'll notice here it's difficult to get a nice sharp edge if you're just turning it. So I put the knitting needle in here, or maybe a chopstick, and push those corners so you can get a nice sharp edge. After turning all the pockets inside out, you need to take this to your ironing board and press.